Welcome to The Terrible Take, a mini podcast telling Steelers Nation what's on our mind. I'm Josh Carney. This offseason is going to be a pivotal one for the Pittsburgh Steelers and their immediate future under the new front office regime in GM Omar Khan and assistant GM Andy Weidel. More than 20 players are pending unrestricted or restricted free agents, and as we currently sit here today, the Steelers are slightly over the salary cap. With some maneuvering, the team can clearly create a bunch of cap space, which should help the Steelers retain the likes of Cameron Sutton, who should, and likely is, the top priority for the team this offseason. One name that should be up there in priority with Sutton for the Steelers, though, at least in my opinion, is defensive lineman Larry Ogunjobi. The Steelers were able to take advantage of his market last summer, inking him to a one-year deal worth $8 million after he failed a physical with the Chicago Bears, negating a 3-year, $40 million deal. And though his production from a sacks perspective wasn't there last season overall, he was still an invaluable piece of the defense, especially in the second half of the season. Ogunjobi was banged up all year, but missed just one game overall and still recorded 30 total pressures, including 19 of those in the second half of the season when the defense was fully healthy and reigning Defensive Player of the Year TJ Watt was lined up next to him. With Cameron Hayward getting up there in age, Chris Wormley a free agent and recovering from a torn ACL, and Tyson Alualu likely retiring, the Steelers are looking perilously thin on the defensive line. Based on his versatility, dependability, and history of production at a high level in the NFL, especially in the AFC North, the Steelers can't let him get out of the facility this offseason. Paying him right around what he made this past season, again, $8 million, and pairing that with a multi-year deal doesn't put the Steelers in a bind at all moving forward. Retaining Ogunjobi for at least another season also gives Khan and Weidel some flexibility entering the 2023 NFL Draft. Even if he's re-signed, the defensive line will still remain a large need. But the Steelers could then hypothetically be able to hold off on addressing the position until their second pick in the second round or later in the draft, which would be ideal based on other needs at cornerback and inside linebacker. Not to mention guard and potentially safety, depending on what happens in free agency this offseason. It might not be the splashy signing people are hoping for, but when it comes to building the Steelers into a contender in 2023, Ogunjobi is a key piece in the trenches. Be sure to follow us at SteelersDepot.com and check out episodes of The Terrible Take every weekday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out The Terrible Podcast with Alex Kozora and Dave Bryan every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.